All right, guys, let me get started. Pick up a little bit from last week, but what I want to do is, a lot of you guys are new, so I want to get you guys started off to a fast start. You know, when I first started this industry, I didn't have leads. I wasn't at a company where we had leads, but I still was able to make 6 figures my first year without leads. I'm not telling you guys that I want you all to continue to do this, but I want you guys to start off doing this, right? Because if you can make an extra 5, 10, 20, 30,000 from this method I'm getting ready to teach you guys without having to put any initial capital out of your pocket up, you're going to have a fast start and you'll never, ever decline in this business because you started out with house money, all right? So one of the things I want you to do is I do want you to tap into your initial market. You know, one of my close friends came into the business and he said, what do I have to do to make money and get off to a fast start? Well, I said, well, while you're waiting for your license to come back from the state, I said, the first thing you want to do is you want to make a list of 20 people, right? And these 20 people are people that if something happened to them today, that you would cry or you would feel sad. Friends, brothers, uncles, cousins, whoever. If something happened to them today and you would feel sad or you would cry, then they need to go on that list. And he brought me back a list of like 50, right? So it was crazy. I'm like, man, you sure? He's like, yes. All right, so if all these people on this list, you would cry or you would feel sad if something happened to them, then it's your job and your obligation to reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I'm a life insurance agent, and people like to help you, right? They like to help you more than them being helped. So you kind of use this method so that way they're helping you, right? So instead of you coming and saying, hey, I want to set you up with some life insurance because I know you need it, you're actually going to do the opposite. You want to say, hey, brother, or hey, John, or hey, friend, whoever, just be casual. Hey, I just got my life insurance license and I want to get a professional set of eyes and I kind of want to go over my script with somebody that I trust. Give me your honest feedback. In the meantime, it's allowing me to kind of see what you have and compare it. Worst case scenario is you help me be a better agent and you can kind of give me some constructive criticism. Best case scenario is that I'm actually able to help you save double on what you already spent, get double the coverage for what you're already spending, or be able to cut your price in half, right? Now you're saying this to all your family and friends, right? So this P20, it's called your Prospect 20 or your Prospect 50, whatever it's going to be for you. Should be less than 20. Because I'm sure everybody on this call have at least 20 people, whether they're friends, family, aunts, or whatever, that if something happened to them, you'll feel sad, right? And literally, you're just using them as helping you, right? So you tell them, hey, it's only going to be 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not going to take much of your time. Here's some things you can be prepared for. You can, if you have life insurance, have it out, right? So that way I can kind of compare what's out there to what we offer. And maybe I do save you some money. Maybe I just give you a professional set of eyes and say everything is perfect. But the more purpose of this is so that you can give me criticism and feedback on my presentation. And they're literally just doing you a favor. So yeah, they'll give you 10, 15 minutes to do you a favor. Full time, you sit there, you look at their term policy or whatever policy they have. You literally call me in the house and you tell me exactly what they have. And then what I do is I tell you, hey, offer them this, show them that. Next thing you know, you're replacing their policy because they have $100,000 of life insurance that they're paying $100, $102 a month, and you can show them $200,000 for $111. You know what I mean? Or you can give them that same $100,000 for $62. And they're like, all right, so I'm saving money. I'm having my coverage with somebody who actually cares about me. So I know they're going to make sure I'm in the best position. And 3, I'm helping you out too. It's a no-brainer. They're going to do it with easily, very simply. Now, a lot of people are asking, like, how did Nico jump out and do 30,000 his first month without leads? That's how he did it. He just tapped into that initial market. So we all got to just think of it that way. So anybody that's new on this call or anybody that's been in the business and haven't sold at least 10 of their family members, that's at least 10,000 of capital that you can resolve. And if you don't only do it for the capital, do it because you actually care about those people. And the last thing you want to happen is you're a professional life insurance agent. Something happens to your family member and they're passing the hat around. Or they could have been in a better position because you could have helped them. When I first got into business, I told my grandmother about it, my great-grandmother about it, and everybody said, oh, she's fine. She, been handling business for years. Turns out she had a term policy that expired 2 months before she passed. She passed at 97, but she had a term policy that expired 2 months before, her policy, before she passed. Same thing happened to my grandmother who's living now, and it took her literally about my third year for me to write her a policy. Now, if I would have wrote her a policy and been a little bit more adamant 3 years ago, she would have got a lot more coverage. So what happened is she had a universal life, which the cost of insurance goes up. So when the cost of insurance goes up, you have to keep up with it. And if you're not paying enough into it, the policy explodes and it goes away. So you could have had it 50 years and then boom, it go away. And that's kind of what happened to her. She had it for about 32 years. It went away. And now she's paying $200 and something for 30,000. Where $200 and something back 4 years ago would have got her a lot more. Because the older they get, the more expensive. So if you're not only doing it because you got this 10,000, 5,000, 20,000 sitting over here with your family and friends that you can play with house money, at least do it because you don't want to be the life insurance agent that something happens to one of your family members. They didn't have life insurance and you didn't mention it because you were fearful. What's the worst thing that's going to happen, right? If you're, just think about it. They're helping you, right? All you want to do is just test your presentation in front of them. But you want to do it in a real atmosphere. So you would like to see whatever policy they have about it. And just give them 15 minutes. I guarantee you, we start to do that, you guys are going to clean up, right? And now imagine me telling you to make your first lead order, and instead of you having $500 for your first lead order, you just made $5,000, so you have $2,000 for your first lead order. Imagine the returns. I promise you, the return on $2,000 versus $500 is a lot different. For those who were on Michael Sandman's call earlier, you guys hear the difference. And if you weren't on the call, when he started spending $2,000 a week, that's how he went from the youngest to the youngest Hall of Fame producer in our company. He did $600,000 his first year, 19 years old. And he looks about 16. So your investment is going to return how much you invest into it. Your return on your investment is going to be how much you put in, right? It takes money to make money. But when you're playing with that house money, you start off to a better start, right? Versus 500, you having 2,000 to 3,000 or 5,000. It worked for Nico. His first month, he wrote 30,000 from just selling family and friends. Terry Brown wrote about 22,000 his first month, family and friends. Dwayne, Khalil, and you can just keep going on. And I keep naming agents after agents. And that's how I used to do it when we first started building our agency, because a lot of people that were coming in didn't have much to no capital. So that was a way where we can clean up some capital. We can kind of help family and friends at the same time. And then we can kind of really start this business with a fresh foot. Not worrying, like, if you make 10,000 in your first 2 weeks from selling family and friends, and you're investing $1,000 that first week, your bills are paid, you got a little bit of money in the savings, you got a pack where you kind of feel a little bit more comfortable about taking your time to really learn how to do this business, right? Now, don't let that be your crutch, because what you're going to realize is you're going to probably get those 30 people on that list, 20 people on that list, and you don't think you're going to sell all of them right then. And it's just probably not going to happen that way. You might sell 10. But if you sell 10 and make 5,000 to 10,000, you're okay. And then you're okay about the other 10 you didn't sell yet, because God forbid something does happen. You know you mentioned it, and you know you tried your best. And guess what? They know what you do now. So when they start to think about it or have questions later, guess where they're going to come to? You. You're a professional. When you get a new lawyer that just passed the bar in your family, they tell everybody in the family, I'm a lawyer. But everybody in the family doesn't call them to represent them. until they need them. 2 years later, you know, you got that DUI and you like, man, I remember such and such was a, you know, defense attorney. Then you call in John. Hey, John, how's it going? Still in the business? Yeah. All right. Boom. That's how you want to be. I can't tell you how many times I get calls for referrals and things like that from people I told a long time ago. Family, friends, friends of a family, get text messages all the time, phone calls. But you just got to let your presence be known. You're a business owner. So the fact that if any of you on this call and everybody in your family or everybody in your circle, everybody that you know, don't know what you do, that's not good. Because you sell a product that every single person needs. Every single person. Everybody's going to die. We all need it. Life insurance exchanges pennies for dollars. So if you don't have it, it makes no sense. Because if it's good enough for the Kennedys and these billion-dollar bloodlines and people who are entertainers and people who are making multi-billions and multi-millions, then why wouldn't it be good for us? Right? Well, we might need it even more. So that's what you got to think about. Also, you got to understand what we do. So if everybody on this call doesn't understand that we offer at least 4 types of services, which are life and fixed annuities license, we need to know, right? You're not just a life insurance agent. You're a full financial planner. You're not just a life insurance agent and a full financial planner. You're also a retirement specialist, right? And you also have access to teaching people how to become their own banker, which is huge. And I know you guys been hearing me talk about this over these last couple calls, but I'll just tell you this, guys. My total from the last 2 to 3 weeks is probably 72 grand in commission once it all hits, off 5 cases. So yeah, I'm going to drill it in your head until you guys start to pick up more statements. I was in the house with Kervin 2 days ago. He thought there was no sell at all. Picked up a $50,000 statement at the end of the conversation. The house right after that picked up $148,000. Guess what, guys? We have a new system, which I'm going to release to everybody, and we're going to get you guys all set up on it, where you can write an annuity e-app. Literally, you can write the annuity in about 15 minutes. Submit it, and it goes straight to AMS. You'll submit your application, it'll go straight to AMS, and we'll have Lauren, who is the head of AMS, scan your application, and any corrections need to be made, she'll help you make it and walk you through it, so you can't make a mistake. And you can literally just submit the annuity right there on the spot. And if you guys don't have a theme number, Genesis, if you can drop a theme number on here if you have it. If you don't have it, don't worry. I'll drop a theme number on the I'll drop a theme number inside our group me and inside our what's the other platform? Telegram. I'll drop a theme number. Guys, you don't have to be professionals. You don't have to be great at this. All you have to do is understand that the product, it loses no money. It allows you to gain. And it has a 9% bonus. Yes, 9% bonus in Pennsylvania. Other states vary. Some states like Florida, there's a 20% bonus, which is ridiculous. What that means is if someone is transferring $200,000 from their account that is losing money to this account that doesn't lose any money and still gains, they'll gain 9% immediately. The moment the money hits their account, it'll go from $200,000 to $218,000. Just like that. And if you're in Florida, and we'll get all the states, it's 20%. So it goes from 200 to 240,000 right there, $40,000 growth. Plus it's gaining in the market. It's that simple. You don't have to be a genius. That's an easy concept to sell. It's very easy, especially what the market is doing right now. The last one I seen, the last 2 annuities that I just picked up over the last 2 days, which was about 200,000 in statements. One was 50,000. He lost 6,000 in the last 3 months. The other one was 148,000, and it was 176,000 before that. So you guys do the math. That's probably about 25,000 to 30,000 lost in the last 3 months. If they're losing in the market, everybody else is losing in the market, because the market is not like, it doesn't look and say Kyrie's 30 and, you know, I'm going to make him lose more. Or Genesis is 17 or 71 and I'm going to make her lose more. It doesn't pick. The market is the market. So if they're losing, everybody else is losing. So in every single house that you're in, you should be asking. By the way, two of the last two places I got annuities from and were submitted them in, I didn't write no life insurance in there. One lady got denied. Her health issues couldn't qualify for it. The second one, he already had life insurance and he was thinking about it. And I'll probably get that later on. But at the end of the day, I walked out with two statements and one submitted at and didn't write any life insurance. So guys, you should be asking, because in some of these houses that you're leaving with no sales, they might be close to retirement. They might have money sitting around somewhere where they're losing in the market. Because right now, if you're at a certain age, your money should not be in the market. If you're over 59 and a half, over 60, your money shouldn't be in the market. Why? Because if you lose half your portfolio, time is not on your side. You don't have another 20 years to regain for the market to tip itself. This is why in 2008, people were jumping off bridges, literally killing themselves. Literally. There's articles all over about it. There's articles right now, if you turn on the news, CNN, they're talking about how 401ks are being depleted. So open them. But just know what you do. These are something you can offer to your family members. Any family member that is 60 and above, you need to be telling them about this market. They should not have their money in their 401ks. It's just not safe. It's just not. Donald Trump, you know, Joe Biden, anybody can get on TV right now and make a bad comment, and then it can tank, right? Inflation is going up and down, right? At some point, it's going to have to equal out, right? We can't go so high before we go down. It has to equal out itself, right? Gas prices on the rise. Somewhere we're going to have to level out this. The PBP, the PUA, we all know about it. All that money that was being given out, it has to be weighed and evened out. It just has to be, right? So understand that it is coming. So if you have family members that are retiring or close to retirement, this may mean that they were going to retire in 2 years. And if the market crashes tomorrow, they might not retire until another 8 to 10 years. Tell somebody that worked 30 years of their life already, or 50 years of their life already. That's why sometimes you look and you see, you know, older gentlemen or older people working security at the market, or, you know, working cashier jobs or doing these little jobs part-time. It's because they don't have enough coming in from Social Security and they don't have enough coming in from retirement. Understand that it's right there in front of your face. Like at this point, it should be easy to pick up statements. I promise you, if you guys just start asking, you'll pick up statements in each house that they have statements. If someone has money in a 401k or someone has money sitting in one of these investments, you will pick up a statement. Because they get them every single month. So when they get them every single month, they know if they're losing money. Because it's very easy to see if your account was 168 and now it's 142, something's not right. And they're begging me. They're so happy that when I tell them. And a theme, this is why I want you to have the number. Because I literally call a theme when I'm in the house. And I talk to a sales rep. And I tell the sales rep, hey, I'm sitting here with Mia, and I just want to make sure I'm putting her in the right position. So right now she's in the market. She's tied into a 401k that's directly exposed to the market. And I was telling her when we move her to this product, she has zero guarantee chance of losing any money. But also she will participate and gain in the market. So she'll still grow. And then lastly, you guys, we're in Pennsylvania, you guys have this 9% bonus. So she has about 100,000 in her account now. So that instantly when the money transfers over, she'll have 109. Is that correct? Yes. And you have it on speaker. And like, really? Guys, this is your best friend. This is your best friend. It's your inventory sheet. If you don't have this, jump on our site and get this. Jump on our site and get this. Make sure this is part of your folder. Make sure you're asking these questions. Make sure you're letting people know what you do, right? And after you get off the phone with it, before you get off the phone with a theme, you say, hey, is it possible that you can send me an illustration? She's 62 years old, has 100,000 in her account, and I want to look at, whatever. And before you call a theme, call me, let me know the situation. I'll tell you exactly what to tell a theme on the phone. Whether you're going to use their PE10, which is their index, your fixed index annuity, or you're going to use their guaranteed life income annuity. Because the biggest fear for people that are retiring is running out of money. That's the biggest fear. Whether you have $500,000, $5 million, or 100,000 sitting in that account, you're fearful that it's going to run out of money. Because even if you had $1 million, right, and you paid yourself a $50,000 salary, it would only last 20 years. That's if you have $1 million. Trust me, most people don't have just $1 million sitting in their 401ks. So if they have 500,000, if they pay themselves a salary of 50,000, it's only going to last 10 years. So if you're 65, that means by 75, you'll run out of money. Now with these annuities, we turn it into guaranteed income for life. And if you die prematurely before your money, it passes on to your family tax-free. No probate. So guys, I'm just saying, I love the fact that we use leads and we get in front of clients and we're writing a bunch of business, right? But how would it feel to pick up a small statement of 148,000, 150,000 at a 5% commission of that, 7,500. And then you can write an e-app and you can be paid that in a couple of weeks. On top of writing 10 grand a week or 5 grand a week. What if you pick up a couple extra rolls a week? You're already in the house, why not ask? You're already going to be sitting and talking to your family and friends, why not ask? The last thing I want you to do is I want you to take a list of 5 people. These 5 people are going to be the people that you don't think you're going to be able to sell. They're successful. Everybody has at least 1 or 2 successful people in your family. Some of them are fortunate that have 5 successful people or that make money in our network, maybe friends, family, or whoever. But those 5 people, these are going to be the 5 people you write down. And you're going to tell them that you do life insurance. You're going to tell them that you do mortgage protection, that you do wealth accumulations and retirement planning. But those people, you're going to ask them, have you ever heard of infinite banking? No. Hey, go on YouTube and just check it out. And then I'll talk to you tomorrow and I can kind of fill in the answers. Me and my upliner, me and my manager, me and my mentor can kind of fill in the answers with you. And then after they go and do the research and do the different things, better yet, if you want to be really proactive, go on YouTube and watch some videos on infinite banking yourself. Find your favorite ones, take it and just send it to the link to those 5 people after you talk to them on the phone. Hey, I'm going to send you a link. Check this out. Tell me what you think about this. A lot of people are doing it, and I think it's something that you will definitely benefit from. Right? Now, when you send that link, give them some time to do it. Give them a day. I'll call you back in the day. Hey, you call them back in the day, they didn't do it, or you text them and they didn't do it. Eventually, they're going to do it. And when they watch it and they check a little bit out, it's going to be a rabbit hole. Now, once they realize how good it is, because YouTube and Google, and it'll blow their mind. That'll get them excited enough. You don't have to sell it. It sells itself. Then they're going to ask you, how does it work for me? Well, I have 10,000 sitting in the bank. How can I use that? Right? Well, hey, listen, you can take that 10,000, fit it into this dividend paying whole life with Foresters and, you'll be able to borrow out 95% of it immediately. So you'll put 10,000 in there, you'll be able to borrow 9,500. You'll also have insurance. And then we'll explain it and tailor it for each person. You might run into somebody who say, you know what if I dumped 100 in? Could I do this? Yeah, you'll still gain interest, different things like that. And don't oversell it, because YouTube, Google, and all that's going to sell it for you. And then you're going to get them on the phone with me, and I'm going to sell it for you. Nico sold 3 IULs. Each of them was over $20,000 in commission. He did them all in the same month. All he did was tell people just what I said, got them on the phone with me. I kind of answered all the questions and kind of walked them through it. And then we started submitting the application. A few weeks later, he was paid, direct deposit. Now, the way we structured it is that they pay the monthly premium annually. So there's no chargeback. And you get all your money up front. So if it's 20,000 in commission, boom, 20,000 hits your account, you don't got to worry about a chargeback. Guys, I want y'all to get on this advanced marketing. I don't want y'all to deviate from writing leads and booking appointments, because that's guaranteed, right? Because you can write 10,000 to 20,000 a week by just investing into your lead flow and structuring your schedule. Trust me. We have plenty of people on this call, plenty of people in our agency that's doing it, and I've done it. Right? But it doesn't hurt to pick up some big money. It doesn't. Can you repeat that no chargeback scenario? Perfect. All right, so really simple. The way we're going to structure it is that they pay the monthly premium annually for that first time. After that, they can pay monthly. I don't really care, because I'm not going to get charged back. And obviously, they're never going to let this lapse, because this is their personal bank account that's going to gain interest, compounding, 5%, compounding over time, right? And y'all remember last week where I talked about the penny doubling every 30 days, which turns out to be 7.3 million. No, 5.3 million. So when your money compounds in there, they're never going to let this slide. So how we're going to do it to keep it simple and not try to mud the water, because I'm going to teach you guys this scenario. You're going to learn, this is going to be on-the-job training. But to keep it really simple, if they're dumping in 10,000, we're going to structure it that they dump in maybe 12,000. 2,000 being the annual premium. The 10,000, they're going to be able to pull out the 9,500. The 2,000 is so they can have the vehicle, right? Guess what? You still have the money sitting in the account, and based off the money compounding and growing on interest, they'll make up for the cost of insurance just from that, right? And they're going to constantly be able to put more money into it, and we'll structure it so they have room to kind of throw in more later. And then worst case scenario, they hit the lottery or open up a business and make more money, get a bonus. We just open up another policy and we structure it the same way. I mean, some of us on here have more than one checking account, right? I believe all of us on here has a savings and a checking account. We should. In fact, everybody on this call, if you don't have your 5 account set up, you should be working on it. And anybody on this call that has not seen my video on structuring your 5 accounts and running this like a business, please go back and look at it. It's on our training website. Please do that. It'll save you a lot of headache, right? Because it allows you to just run this business free. My first year, I just was running wild. I went out and I wrote 300,000. My second year, I got structured and I put it on autopilot. And on a part-time schedule, I wrote 414,000. Part-time schedule. I have 3 kids, I'm running the agency, and I still was able to run business. I literally only worked 2 full-time days in the field, which was Tuesday and Wednesday, and was still able to write over 400,000. And it was because I was structured with my lead schedule. It made me work. When $2,000 hit your account in leads, or $1,500 hit your accounts in leads, you best be working. When 15, 20 leads come in, and these are the other type of leads that I was telling you about, the mortgage protection leads that you heard kind of Michael Sandman and some other people talking about earlier. So if 20 mortgage leads hit your account, that's $1,500 or more in one time. So if $1,500 to $2,000 come on my account at one time, and I get hit with 15, 20 leads, I best be getting off my butt and working. Or if 20 leads come in, I better get up and work. The month that I wrote 81,000 in December, in 2 weeks, they were coming in so fast I couldn't keep up. That's how you want to be. That's how you eventually want to be, guys. To where you just get hit with 15, 20 leads, and you're looking, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna be busy for the next 2 days. When your spouse come in and say, hey, can we do this? No, I can't do this. I just got all these leads. I'm gonna have to run. That's how you want to be. You're going to be, anxiety is going to set in. But I'd much rather anxiety come in that way, because the result is going to be a lot better than anxiety come in where you got 5 bills piled up and you don't know how the heck you're going to make this money, because you got very little bit of money to spend on leads. You got very little bit of leads coming in, and you're just trying to throw everything against the wall. That anxiety is a lot better than this anxiety. I've been at both. I promise you. Once the anxiety set in on this side, after you got the work, the results are amazing. 81,000 in 2 weeks in December, where Christmas time was coming. You got Jonathan Persina, 120K, and every single month. Millie Persina, who's doing the BDM today, 50,000 every single month. If you guys are in Philly and y'all can make it over there, she's going to do a training afterwards. So if y'all want to stay for the training, y'all don't have to come to the BDM because you guys are agents already. But if y'all want to stay for the training or come over for the training, come over. Millie is amazing. She is a Hall of Fame producer 3 times over. I see some of you guys are in the conference room. She's going to be right in the hall down over in the central office at 6 p.m. Guys, I kind of don't want to overload you guys because I want to keep this simple. I don't want to overcomplicate this. I want you guys to understand how simple this is. You're literally going to be able to write annuities EAT in 15 minutes. You're literally going to be able to transfer 500,000, 200, make these high commissions doing that. We literally have EATs for IULs. We literally have EATs for these whole life policies. All you have to do is start the conversation, get me on the phone, and I'll finish it. Period. All of you guys share my number by me. If you don't, she's going to keep dropping it in the chat until new people come on and y'all have it. So that's simple. I don't want you to overcome. Don't start trying to sell it. Don't start trying to sound like the professional, because people will smell it from a mile away. And when they ask a question that you don't have the answer to, it's okay. My dad once said something to me. It's the best thing he ever said to me in his life. He said, the smartest people in the world are not the ones who have the answers. It's the ones who know how to find the answers. Because no one is born, even a genius is not born knowing everything. Right? But if you know where to find the answers, you are the smartest person in the room. And lean on people that know more than you. That's it. Any questions? Drop them in the chat or raise your hand, and we'll kind of close this up.
While you're putting questions,
Okay, good.
While you're putting questions in the chat, Hey, while you're putting questions in the chat, go over to the chat. You'll see my schedule link. If you have any questions regarding this call after the fact, or if you just need to talk to me, schedule a time on there. I'm available anywhere from 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, but please schedule it. I get really busy. And another thing, Kyrie was talking about this inventory sheet here. I know he said a whole boatload, but don't it's not overwhelming. It's all on here. Just follow this sheet. You're going to ask every question that you need to ask, especially do you have anything to acts like insurance? That stuff like
That's
your
it.
IRAs, things
That's
like
your magic
that.
question. Good,
That's
great.
the magic question.
Thank you for going over that. I'm gonna actually jump on that when you finish.
Okay, and then what we do, it's on the credibility sheet that's on the website too. If you're curious about what we do, it explains it at the bottom in the carriers we represent. So in case you're sitting with someone and you go blank, that happened to me my first appointment, it's okay. You have this. You have this. When you get started, once you get licensed, you go through contracting. We have a new agent guide, and it explains this and it shows you where to find it. So if you are going through contracting right now, you submitted contracts and you didn't complete that course yet, schedule a time with me, please, for tomorrow so I could get you on that right away. Now,
please go through our new agent training too, guys, because there's so much on there that will get you off to a fair start. I saw a question in the chat, and then I do want to say something about this once I read that question. Okay, good question. I'm gonna give a brief rundown on leads. All leads work. All leads work. All leads work, right? All leads are not created equal and all leads are not the same. If I tell you that, I'm lying, right? They all work, but you got to understand the math behind it. It's just a one math equation. If you're running the CRM, which most of you should be running when you first start this business. One, because they're instant leads. You get them right away. Two, because would you rather make a mistake with an $81 lead or a $3 lead or $11 lead? You'll much rather make a mistake with an $11 lead and a $3 lead than an $81 lead. Would you rather make a mistake when you only have 10 leads or make a mistake when you have 100? You always want to make a mistake with 100 because you got more chances to get back. So those leads are internet leads. They're generated from the internet, okay? So people fill out stuff online, they go through a landing page, they give all the information, and boom, right? The other type of lead is your millers. They're milled out. So only 1% of the people mill back the leads. So 1,000 mills go out in the area and 1% mill it back. That's 10 leads out of 1,000 people that you send mill to. They had to look at it, fill out their name with their handwriting, fold it up, and take it to the mailbox and mill it back. That's a super serious inquiry, right? So you're going to pay more for that type of quality. However, it takes about a month for those leads to generate. That's why you need to start off with these instant leads, but eventually build your way up to getting into the miller leads, because you want a healthy combination of both, right? You heard Michael Sandman say it earlier. You want to start with those leads, but you want to eventually diversify your lead flow. And the only way you can do that is by having all the types of leads: Facebook, instant, and miller. Take it from someone who's hit Hall of Fame. I think it was only 2 or 3 Hall of Famers out of the 100 and something Hall of Famers that did not have some type of diversified lead flow. Leticia is the only one I can know that went straight to Hall of Fame only on final expense. Facebook leads. Everybody else have a healthy, diversified lead flow, right? So you eventually want to get there. And this is a conversation for you and your upline. And if you're not getting the answers you want from your upline, this is a conversation. My number is in the chat for you to call and reach out to me, right? Now, guess what? Guess what the beautiful part about it is? If you do the strategy I was telling you earlier, and you start off by helping your family and friends and making that money, you'll be able to spend your $1,000 a week this week on your instant leads and still take 500 to 1,000 and drop them for millers because you're playing with house money. That's what Nico was able to do. I'm gonna keep saying his name because he was the most recent person that just followed that system that I set out and just took it off the charts. I don't think he's ever had a month where he did under 20,000. And he's only been here like 5 months, including his first month where he didn't use any leads. He just sold family and friends and he made 30K. But he had enough capital to be able to invest into the instant leads and also invest into the mill drops. And now he's rolling. And now he's traveling. He's from Philadelphia, but now he's in Louisiana and he's creating another schedule. But guys, I'm saying all this to say is you definitely want to create a strategy and a plan, right? Because a goal without a plan is a wish, right? A goal without a plan is just a wish. And you should write your plans down. It's called a blueprint, right? And you typically should go over your plan with somebody who accomplished the goal that you're trying to accomplish. With no due respect, with all due respect, I do not want anybody on this call, whether that's your direct upline or somebody that hired you, for your only source. If your goal is to make 30, 40,000 a month, if in the last 2 months your upline or whoever hired you did not do that, you need to reach up higher. Because there's plenty of people in our agency that's writing 30, 20, 40K, 50K a month, or has done it consistently. So if you have to reach all the way up to me, my number is in there. Now understand, when you talk to me about this, I'm going to tell you exactly what it takes to do it. How much money you're going to spend, how much work you're going to put in. And if you're not willing to commit to that, then we'll scale it down. Last thing I'm going to say, if there's no more questions, after I finish this, we're going to close the call. On this inventory sheet, there's the magical question. What do you have that acts like life insurance? For those who've been around enough, knows what that question is, and knows this is how top producers write annuities left and right. What does that mean? What's your follow-up question after that? Well, I don't know. Yeah, nah. What you mean? Anything that if something were to happen to you, it's not a traditional life insurance, but it's something that will pass on to your kids to kind of bury you, to kind of pay off debt, or just leave a legacy. It can be real estate. It can be a 401k. It can be an IRA, a CD, any type of money that's sitting somewhere that you're going to pass to your family if you pass away. Yeah. Literally, you're reading off the paper. You're not like coming up with this in your head. Any 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, significant savings accounts, anything where you got money sitting aside if something happened to you, that will go directly to your family. Yeah, I do. Hey, probate. Guys, I'm gonna add this to our site. I'm gonna add a sheet of what the process of probate looks like. It's an 8-month to sometimes 3-year process. You can simply have 100,000 sitting in a bank account. You pass away, and you have your living will say everything goes to your daughter, and then your bank account gets frozen, and it can take 8 months to 3 years for that money to transfer to your daughter. And it's inheritance taxes. Now, when you got your money in life insurance and annuities, tax-free. I saw another question. Can I set a time to call you so we can do it? Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Just text that number that's in there, and then we'll set up a time where we can set up a strategy, and I can kind of help you get in the right direction. Everybody on this call, including Jacqueline, anybody that gives me a text and we talk or set a schedule, we're going to put a direct plan together, right? It's a blueprint. One thing about blueprints is you have to follow it through. And one thing about your goal is you have to be married to it. So I'm going to put a plan together, and you're going to put a plan together that works with your schedule, that works with the amount of work you're willing to put in and the amount of sacrifice you're willing to do. But understand this, you do what people don't want to do now, so you do what people can't do later. And that's kind of where I'm going to close the call at. If we don't have any more questions. It will be recorded. for those who came in late or those who didn't get a chance to make it, because today is a dial day and you're still dialing. It will be recorded. Other than that, I'm gonna sign out. Pleasure to be in business with all of you guys. And let's take this to the top. Let's make this, a record-breaking month. Last month was a record-breaking month. I want to thank all of you who contribute. I want to thank all the new members. We did over 500,000 last month as an agency. I couldn't do that without you. Thank y'all, and let's go straight to 1 million. My goal is to have our agency at $1 million a month by January of next year. I only can do that if some of you turn into $50,000, $60,000 producers on this phone. I only can do that if some of you build an agency that's doing $250,000 a month on this Zoom. So let's get this together. Whether you want to take the agent route and just be an agent and kind of just tell people about it and let them come onto your team and we train them, or you want to be a full-blown business owner and have your own agency just like this and just like other agencies within our organization and build something that's going to pass on to your kids. Let's do it. I'm here to do it with you and enjoy all of y'all. Have a good day.